All right, everybody, we're live. We're back. Jason Sloan here with Furtado Law Solutions, and we have Paul.
How are you?
I'm doing good. So, Paul, tell us your whole name and who you're with.
My name's Paul Watrous, and I'm with the Nrcia, or the National Roof Certification and Inspection Association.
Well,
It's kind of a mouthful. Nrcia for short.
Yeah, I was going to say, no wonder you got the shortened name.
Yeah.
It's kind of like us, FLS compared to Furtado Law Solutions, although it's a little shorter than your guys' name. So, and just before we get too deep in the weeds, we want to tell Elizabeth we're thinking about her, and hopefully she has a speedy recovery. And we're missing her. So
That's right.
All right. So let's get into it. So, Paul, can you tell us about your background, personal and business?
So I got my bachelor's degree in sociology with a concentration in criminal justice from Point Loma in San Diego. And that's where I met my wife, Christy. And we've been blessed with 4 kids, ages 4, 6, 7, and 9. And we currently live in Redmond, Oregon.
Okay.
It's just outside of Bend. I don't know if you're familiar with Central Oregon at all.
I know where Bend is. I have some friends that lived up there. So, yeah.
So if you go to Bend, you fly into Redmond.
Okay.
So that's kind of...
Okay. Gotcha. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the city of Orange. It's in California, halfway between San Diego and LA, kind of by near Disneyland.
Okay, cool. So you moved away from the hustle and bustle up to the little bit
the country
area.
Yeah. It's Southern California. It's very fast paced, and did it for a long time, and I'm excited to slow down life a little bit.
Yeah. Especially if you can have a job where you can do it pretty much anywhere and everything.
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic, but we're all doing it, so
yep, exactly.
Might as well.
So what do you do when you're not working?
It feels like sometimes I'm always working, but when I'm not, I enjoy spending time with my family, of course, and church activities and the outdoors, and I enjoy renovating houses. So it's kind of a hobby, and golf. I like to golf. I could always be better. I'm sure every golfer says that, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. Only thing I know about golf is I'm horrible at it.
Yeah.
I do okay if I'm with somebody who can coach me, like do this here, do that. I'm pretty good. But other than that, and I don't really do too many sports that I'm not good at. Just so golf is not one.
Choose not to. Yeah.
It's just like it's not fun for me when I know I'm not gonna win.
Yeah. You're competitive.
Yes, exactly. Sometime to a fault, but So how long has the Nrcia been around, and how did you guys get started?
Nrcia has been around since 1995, and it was actually born out of the home inspection industry. So several decades ago, home inspections weren't really a thing until lawsuits happened, and then general contractors started doing home inspections, and then that then led into the home inspection industry, where you have inspectors going out and doing that, and they're part of their own associations.
Mm-hmm.
So something that we've noticed was, and currently, home inspectors, they didn't bring long enough ladders to get on top of the roofs, especially these 2-story homes. Tile roofs, they didn't really want to access tile roofs to prevent damage. So they kind of took a backseat approach on the roof components. So then we started doing roof inspections and specific, specialized inspections for the roof components. And then the NRCIA was born to kind of regulate and standardize the roof inspections. So essentially what the home inspection associations do for their home inspectors, NRCIA does that for roof inspectors across the country.
Okay.
So we train and regulate roof inspections and certifications.
Okay. So if somebody becomes part of the organization, obviously they get to put a little bit of stuff behind their name, just like a lawyer or
yeah. And they have access to badges and logos and that kind of thing. And then they go through our web-based training. It takes about 16 hours to do. And then they're a certified inspector, and they can go out and perform inspections and issue certifications.
Is there a test involved in that?
Yeah, there's several quizzes, kind of sporadic throughout the courses and at the end of each course.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure people are wondering about that because there's some stuff out there where basically you're paying a fee and you're a certified whatever.
Yeah.
We want to differentiate that it's not just paying a fee.
Yeah, it's not yeah.
So yeah. So how does the NRCIA contribute to the industry, and what's the end goal?
So the NRCIA is, there's no other association out there that does what we do. And so we're really the industry leader in training individuals and companies on how to inspect and certify roof systems. And we standardize and we regulate the roof inspections and roof certifications, and provide specialized training and ultimately, with those things combined, that'll give the public roof assurance. So knowing that they have a leak-free roof system that's not only been inspected and repaired, but certified, and if a leak happens, they're covered. So that's kind of the way we contribute to not only the roofing industry, but also the public. And then we have, affordable, there's lots of member benefits, but one of the main ones is affordable reporting software. So it's just one of the perks that we have.
Sounds good.
And then I guess the goal would be to have every roof inspected and certified. So, within the home inspection industry, realtors recommend home inspection 99% of the time. So. Well,
and I know in Denver, sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
I thought you stopped. I know in Denver, and I know other markets are similar. They're in the storm markets. It's okay. And I've always suggested this to realtors. I'm like, call me when you get that house listed. Call me when you put in that offer so we can so we have time. Like if there's storm damage, we have a little bit of time to deal with the insurance and stuff, and not just this, hey, I got to have this done this week. And I've done that, but it's a pain in the butt for everyone. It seems like they're more worried about everything other than the roof. And so I have a handful of realtors I work with. I used to work with a few home inspectors as well. They've retired. And then it seems like the new people are kind of like new realtors, unfortunately, where they're not really professional. They don't know what, it's just like they're there making money, It's unfortunate. Hopefully, one of the good things that could come out of this is down the road, maybe that, hey, part of the home inspection process is you need to have, the roof certified, and have somebody that's, part of the NRCIA that's licensed to be able to go do that inspection and certify that.
And within the transaction, there's actually, 13 different players that can point to a roof inspection or certification, such as, the mortgage underwriter, the appraiser, termite inspector, whatever, buyers, sellers. And And then there's certain cities that are actually requiring certifications on their roof before they even close escrow. But to kind of piggyback on what you said, for some reason, the roof is always at the 11th hour and they need it done yesterday. Exactly. And it's crazy because I'm probably biased. We both are, but it's one of the most, if not the most important part of your structure.
Well, exactly. It's like, okay, if it rains, you're more likely to get a leak from the roof than anywhere else, So it's like, it's kind of a no-brainer, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I mean, we see that stuff, and hopefully, as the industry grows and changes, all that will change as well. So, why do you do what you do, Paul?
Well, I don't like free estimates. I really don't like free estimates and free inspections. There's a lot of people out there doing stuff for free, and that just really, it kind of sits wrong. I don't like that. And time and knowledge is valuable, and I think the public needs to understand that and respect that. So why I do what I do is because I want to educate the difference between a free service and a paid service. And I feel like the people that should be getting paid are the knowledgeable people, and people will respect that. Similar to like, if you have a car issue, you take it down and you pay for a diagnostic fee. Or if you're going to get new golf clubs, you get fitted and you pay a fitting fee. It's just more time and more detail, and I think that's valuable. But the NRCIA's kind of why would be to empower people and increase roofers, I guess, professionalism by teaching and training how to inspect and certify roofs. And then for the public to be kind of the resource center for homeowners to find the inspectors that they can trust and count on. So right now, across the nation, there's you talk to 3 different roof inspectors, you're going to get 3 different types of service, and they all have different levels of morals and code of ethics and that kind of stuff. So we're trying to standardize that and provide the public with just proper representation from the roofing industry, and challenge the status quo by changing the industry's outlook for the free estimates, and then by being the catalyst for significant growth and transform businesses by providing additional revenue streams. So that's our why, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great. I mean, I was looking at, before we had hail in Denver the other day, I was like, yeah, this would be the perfect way, kind of like how that you have the managed repair programs for the commercial roofing, where you're going in there, you're doing an inspection. That's everybody's used to that on commercial jobs. For as far as like residential, it's a little less. People don't want to pay for that because they just, sooner or later, I'm going to pay somebody to do my roof, so why should I pay this?
Yeah. Just kind of kick the can down the road.
Yeah, exactly. But at least with this, it's not just, hey, we're going to do, here's what our report looks like, and yeah, we'll give you an estimate, but we're going to do a full workout, tell you what's going on with your roofs, tell you what condition it's in, and all that. The other thing I'm looking at is with this is it's a true certification. I mean, every realtor out there wants to call it, and they need a 5-year roof cert, right? And they hate me because if it's not certifiable, I tell them that. I mean, I had one guy, really, there was hardly any grains left on his roof, and I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, maybe if we lived in Arizona or somewhere that didn't have weather, sure.
Yeah.
But you have, and I go, I know your roof's not that old because the house is not old. It's just a crummy shingle. I go, so on my end, what I would do, I told him, is I check into the manufacturer, see if there's warranty on that. So that way we can get you a new roof through the manufacturer. I do that all the time. Or at least part of it's paid for. There may be like a class action lawsuit and there's money waiting for you. You don't know. I've seen so many things with builders where they buying stuff where it's real. I mean, there's one builder, he built 2 complexes and the siding was not available anymore because the company went out of business, and he bought it, like falling off the truck type of sale. And then he declared bankruptcy right after that, like horror store or HOAs. And I've heard of stuff with roofing too. I haven't seen it personally, but the closest thing was when I went on that roof and there was hardly any grains. And I'm like, it was an architectural shingle, so it wasn't that old.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of that stuff with like the fiber cement, Calshake and Hardy and all the fiber cement people.
Yeah. And most of that's gone in Colorado now because basically if one goes flying, they pay for the whole roof.
So,
Lock and everything. But yeah, the wood roofs and all that, and masonite products, definitely. What we deal with on our end is making sure the insurance company pays properly. Because half the time they're doing an ACV only, and then they're trying to pay you for a laminate shingle. It's like, no, this is not a laminate shingle. This is an upper class. This is somewhere near a shake. Kind of like a T-lock was a 30 roof most of the time. Sometimes it's 25 year, but it was still more expensive than a 3-tab. So that's what you owe for a laminate. Come on. I know you've only been around for 5 minutes and you're looking at your clipboard saying, guess what? I'm going to show you all the documentation why you need to do this. And usually like after the storm starts and then all of a sudden they go back to paying like, oh, okay, we'll pay for laminates.
It's just it's a constant battle.
It is with the insurance companies. They're always coming out and saying like the new manager trying to make hay that at least at the beginning, like, oh, we're not paying for this, this, and this, right? And then, slashings or whatever. And then they get beat up and then they pay for it. It's just, they're saving some money on the front end. And I know it's about business and all that, but it's a little ridiculous. It's going to be this whole, fight all the time. And it's not a true fight, but it's like documenting it, showing why you have to do it and stuff. And the insurance companies know they have to pay for it. They just,
and that's why reporting is so clear and concise reporting is so important.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what do you wish roofers knew about changes happening in the industry?
I guess probably the demand for professionally trained inspectors, whether it be for the real estate transaction, your insurance, just quality control, making sure roofs are installed right. We get a lot of calls, multiple calls every day from around the nation asking for inspectors in their area. And 9 times out of 10, or even if their inspector, they're verifying if their inspector is part of our association. So kind of both. 9 times out of 10, they're not. So the demand from the public is there. So that's probably something that I would want them to know. Plus the public's willing to pay for inspections over free estimates or free inspections. So there's a couple of scams going on around there over free inspections, and people getting up on the roof. They're out there for free, looking for work, and if there's nothing there, they're causing damage, just to give them an estimate on it. Mm-hmm. So, if we're getting paid to go out there, if your roof is fine, the inspector is going to tell you that the roof is fine and it's certifiable, and we can provide you a certification.
Kind of like an insurance adjuster when they're in a storm situation, they get paid to go look at the roof and the house, the property, regardless.
Yeah,
get paid more obviously if there's a roof to be done, but they're getting paid a flat fee regardless for their time. So that definitely makes sense. And I see that in certain markets. I know Dimitri, adamant about that up in Minnesota. Like, no, you're paying me to come look at your property, and usually it's something like, hey, okay, well, if it's an insurance, yeah, it'll go towards your deductible or whatever, but it's kind of like a down payment type of thing is what I
Right.
look at. So
Well, and I think it comes with the people behind charging, like the roofing contractors. They need to have the confidence to charge for services. I mean, the roofing industry is just saturated full of people giving away their time and gas money to get to their house. It's a little crazy to me.
yeah.
So knowing your own worth is super important.
Definitely. I mean, if you did 4 inspections a day at, $250, then that's $1,000 a day,
And you're out there giving these estimates anyways. So it's not like you're doing more work. Your reporting might be a little more, but our system is pretty efficient. And it's made by roofers for roofers. So we want to stay off the computer as much as possible. But yeah, you're out there doing the inspections anyways, but now you're charging for them.
Are you guys linked up with like company cam or anything like that, so that way they already have company cam and they are taking their pictures and they can just pull it direct, or do they have to like download the pictures and then put them up into your system?
So yeah, they're kind of two different services. Ours is company cam is more for like running jobs, right, and efficiency on the job side of things. With Inspection Plus, you would take your pictures and upload them to our web-based system. So no, it's not linked up with any other inspection reporting stuff.
Okay, I was just wondering since they're linked up with most of the CRMs and stuff, so you might think about it. I can hook you up with Michael because that,
Yeah, send me his information. I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, I will. Sounds good. And then, so what do you think changes, positive or negative, for the industry and property owners are coming?
I think that question's a little relative. It depends on who's answering, right? There's going to be some roofing contractors who are not too receptive to change, especially when it comes to technology and people who've kind of been in the industry for a long time. But the homeowners, they want to know that a professional's coming out is what it is, and they want the representative that comes out to adhere to regulations and just be kind of monitored and trained properly. And I think that when they receive a standardized report and a certification, they know that they can trust it and count on it. So it's more from like an unbiased opinion, instead of these, 2 or 3 other roofing companies offering free estimates. That once you get a report from an Nrcia member, it's accurate and you can trust it. And then you can use that to negotiate with, or whatever the purpose of that report's for. And in doing so, it'll, I think, weed out kind of the people that shouldn't be representing the industry anyways. There's those people in every industry.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, roofers we always get the bad name, but, okay. Elizabeth is watching. She just put in a question.
oh, wonderful.
It says, "Hi there. Question for Paul. What is one of the high points of getting certified with Nrcia?"
One of the high points, I would say the credibility and the professional accreditation. And doing that alone will separate yourself from your local competition.
Yeah, and I see a whole lot of value with this. Part of it is because a lot of roofing companies are just sales organizations. It was a guy who was selling for one company, and he has a business mindset, and he starts his own roofing company, but he he may not know all the ins and outs of the actual industry and installation and everything else. So this could be a great tool. Plus for their salespeople. I mean, there's some guys they'll pick it up, right, and then but they have their guys and they're just signing contracts. And we are constantly on my end having to help train people as far as documentation and everything else goes. So I think what you guys are doing is great. So we got one more question, and I think we were going to show you guys the website, right?
Yeah.
So, actually, two questions. First, you mentioned about people calling in. Do you guys do leads with the members? Are they able to get leads, or how does that all work?
Yeah. So either you can produce your own leads, obviously, or if we get a lead, we can sell that to you.
Okay, and I guess we'll talk about that on the website. And in your expert opinion, what's one thing roofers do right to make a difference in their bottom line? Or should do right?
I think I probably sound like a broken record, but I think if people stop offering their services for free, I mean, don't give away the stuff. Don't give it away. And I think if you utilize, so with that, and say you sign up as a member and you go through the training and you use the procedures and the protocols and the tools that Nrcia has to offer, you'll notice an increase not only in your inspection revenue, but also your job conversion if you're a contractor. So, because the document that comes across is really professional, and it just helps converts jobs and it builds that trust.
Makes sense. On my end, before I knew about you guys, I mean, we always use Company Cam as a tool for that. So, we'd also do videos and stuff showing them the roof and the pictures so they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And have a good report with that. Obviously not as robust as yours with all the technical information and everything. But yeah, I mean, doing that kind of stuff definitely sets people apart. So you want to share the website with us?
Sure. Let's see. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. So there's yours truly. This is your welcome page. Here's a little video about the Nrcia. You can go on and click on that if you want. Over here is our membership levels. Before we get there, you can read all about the history of the Nrcia, roof inspections and certifications. Here's your kind of homeowners area and then membership. So the different membership levels, we do have an affiliate for $249 a year. Here's you can't do inspections. This is basically kind of what you're saying, put something else behind your name, you get use of the logo, or you have your different levels. So you have a certified roof inspector, which you do just normal roof inspections, your forensic roof inspector who does like insurance work or, quality control code, code and manufacturer specs, checking on all that. And your authorized company, which is it's actually 3 of these. So 2 certified and 1 forensic. So that's for a company instead of individuals.
Okay. And obviously if a company's huge and they could obviously contact you for more of like an enterprise version of what they want to do.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And then here's just kind of a little infographic about what's included with each level. So you can go look through and read through all these things. And then for being a part of this Facebook Live, we're offering 10% off.
All right.
So just use FLS10.
Okay, great. Now, do you guys have a demo report on your website that people can look at?
I do. They just changed all this around.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They like legitimately just changed everything.
Don't you love that?
Okay. So here is your cover shot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before this, we include an invoice or a receipt. So that would actually be the first page. This is the second page. It's not on here because this is just a sample report. But what's nice is we have a payment link function. So you can send out the payment link. That way your customer doesn't get access to this report until they've paid for it. So that's a nice feature. But your table of contents, scope of inspection, if you have any exclusions or anything special you want to add, this is all changeable. Aerial shot of the house, inspection information, and here's your photos. So there's individual photos. If you notice, the observation is the same. So you can legitimately, one, you can upload as many photos as you want. Certain other softwares, it's one at a time, which is kind of repetitive and tedious. But you can upload as many as you want, and then you can assign images the same observation as many as you want as well. So it makes cutting reports down very, time efficient.
Nice.
So if you have 100 broken tiles, you click all 100 pictures, and then you write it out one time, and it mass selects it.
I like that.
So just scrolling through fast. If I'm going too fast, let me know. But every photo has a observation, cause, and remedy. So you have a observation, how to fix it, and then roof repairs required for a leak-free roof certification. Mm-hmm. So anything that has anything that's currently leaking or has a likelihood of leaking needs to be fixed before we can issue a certification. So if you have damaged or cracked sealant at the pipes, that needs to be fixed. This was actually a funny one. They used a tile on top of a damaged T-top.
Yeah, I seen that.
Go figure.
I actually did one roof, and the HVAC guy had a weird setup, and so it wasn't the usual double boob. It was like so low to the ground, so I'm like, and it was too big, and I'm just like, I didn't. And so we used a zipper on there, and then we had to come back, and they're like, well, our furnace isn't working, and it was like, well, then we meet with the HVAC guy, and he's like, well, you guys covered the breather hole, and we're like, the breather hole is supposed to be above this line, and he's like, I'm like, are you serious? You basically have this 3 inches off of the deck, like you didn't install this properly anyways. And he was kind of mad that I knew more
than him.
Not that I knew more than him, but it's like, it's like one of those things where you see this all the time where you're driving by. I mean, you and I probably notice this, and anybody in the roofing industry, you drive by and you see 5 different colors of felt on there.
Yeah. You can't turn it off.
What's going on? Like, what, I mean, I guess if you're in the middle of nowhere and nobody can see it, who cares? But it's like, or say you're installing it and it's somebody else's custom felt because you got a good deal on it and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you advertise another business? It makes absolutely no sense at all.
It's cheap product.
Yeah, I guess. So, any closing thoughts there, Paul?
No, just thank you for this opportunity. It was great to meet you. And FLS 10, if anyone's interested, that's good through the 31st of August. And if you sign up, you're probably going to be seeing me again because I do member training and development manager. So see you guys soon.
All right. If anybody needs help with their supplements or estimates, you guys can give me a call at 296-6618 or email me at jason@furtadolaw.solutions. All right. Thanks again.
Jason. Take care.